Hello friends, welcome to the channel Smart Study with Shivani. We are meeting after a long time. Today we will be learning about grade 5 science, forces and magnetism. The final part of that, subtopic is magnet and magnetism. Till now, in this chapter, we have studied about forces, types of forces, unit of measurement of forces, apparatus used to measure force. We also learnt about how Earth exerts gravity on Moon, artificial satellites and their uses. We also studied about friction. In that, we learnt about air and water resistance, which are also called as drag. And today we will be finally doing the topic of magnets. Magnet is an object that has the ability to pull or attract certain other metals. The most common example we have seen is the refrigerator magnet, which is getting attracted to the door of the refrigerator. It is capable of producing magnetic field. Over here you can see the images of different types of magnets. They are the bar magnet, ring magnet, horseshoe magnet, magnetic needle and disk magnet. Magnets have two poles, that is north and the south. In the bar magnet and the horseshoe magnet, you can clearly see that N and S signs are marked, which indicates that it is the north pole and the south pole. So the magnets attract unlike poles and repel like poles. That means, in the simple terminologies, if north pole and south pole, two magnets are kept together, one having north pole and one having south pole, then they will attract each other because they are unlike poles. And if we keep the north pole and north pole or south pole and south pole of the two different magnets together, then they will repel each other. Now another terminology we would learn about is a magnetic field. Magnetic field is the area around a magnet in which force is acting on the other magnet or other magnetic material. In this image, it is clearly seen with the help of the arrows and the lines which are marked. But in reality, magnetic field is not visible to us. We can only feel it, but we cannot see them. Further, we will learn about magnetic and non-magnetic materials. Substances or the objects that are attracted by the magnet are called magnetic material. Example, iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. Substances or the objects that are not attracted by the magnet are called non-magnetic materials. Examples are wood, paper, cotton, plastic, which are non-metals and they are non-magnetic materials. Whereas metals like aluminium, copper, gold, silver, they are also non-magnetic materials. Over here we can see that South Pole and North Pole, the two magnets are kept closer to each other and they are getting attracted, and the same poles, that is the South Pole and South Pole magnets are kept, then they are repelling each other. Over here you can see that iron nails are there, which is the example of magnetic material. This is a wooden door, which is the example of the non-magnetic material. Alloy is the combination of a metal with at least one or other metal or non-metal. In simple terminology, it is a mixture of two or more metals. Example is brass, which is the alloy combined by two metals termed as copper and zinc. Uses of brass are, they are used in locks, valves and electrical plugs, musical instruments like horns and bells, and even in ornaments. Steel is another alloy which is made up of iron. Iron percentage is up to 2%, and non-metallic element called carbon. It is stronger than iron and they are used in making steel pipes, machines and bridges. Stainless steel is another alloy made up from the mixture of chromium and steel, and it is used in knives, sinks and medical instruments. Now we will study the basic difference between the magnet and a magnetic material. Magnetic material does not have an area around it where magnetic force is active. Thus, magnetic material cannot attract other magnetic material. Different types of magnetic materials are iron, nickel, cobalt. Magnet is a material that has an area around it where the magnetic force is active. We cannot see this area. In this area, a magnet can either attract or repel other magnets, and it can also attract a magnetic material. Different types of magnets which we studied in the first slide, they are bar magnet, ring magnet, disc and horseshoe magnet. Now we will understand the concept of magnet with the help of a example. Over here we have used a wooden ruler, a bar magnet and a steel pin. So wooden ruler is a non-magnetic material, so only a steel pin will get attracted by the magnet. Over here, the strength of the magnet is independent variable. Independent means it is not dependent on any other objects or the materials which are used during this experiment. Dependent variable means it is dependent on one or the two objects which is used in the experiment, and over here the dependent variable is the distance between the pin and the magnet. Controlled variable is the object which is being attracted, which is the steel pin, which as a human being we can control that pin. We can use the smaller pin, the bigger pin, anything. So that is a controlled variable by the human being. In the case 2, we will replace the wooden ruler with a stainless steel or a normal steel ruler. So now what we observe is that it is not a fair test, because a ruler will also be get attracted by the magnet as it is a magnetic material. Hence, our purpose of finding out the independent variable, dependent variable and controlled variable in this case will not hold true. That's all from my end today. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.